The birds are having quite a conversation on New Year's Eve, 2023 going into 2024. Here I am at the American River, checking out my favorite island here. I just think it's really cool. Usually when I come to the American River, it's pretty quiet. Doesn't matter if I come here on the weekday or the weekend. It's kind of like my river, my private hideaway almost. I do see people. There are people here right now. You could see some walkers over there, and behind me are some people. But the population is mostly geese. So how am I going to celebrate New Year's Eve? Well, here I am. I love coming here because doesn't matter what the weather's like. It's normally decent unless it's raining. If it's raining hard, I don't come outside at all. But this kind of weather where it's just kind of cloudy and it's kind of cool and it's not cold at all. I'm just wearing a cap and stuff in case it starts raining. But I love this. This is perfect. New Year's Eve weather here at the river. This is a path that leads to the river that way, and then it leads to another part of the river that way. And then there's another path going this way, which is the path I'm going to take. So how come I'm not just home on Facebook, saying hi to everybody, wishing everyone a happy new year? Well, I guess I'm going to do that at some point. But I like to break away from electronics and get back to nature as much as I can. Doesn't mean I hate technology. I actually, have made my living off technology, specifically the internet, since 2007. Although the latest development in technology in 2023 was the AI craze. And maybe that helped you. Maybe you were excited about it. AI does help a lot of industries speed things up and can make things more efficient. It's particularly good for the medical industry because machine learning software can draw from just tons of different resources and, give you information at your fingertips, which is really good for doctors and lawyers too. Anything complex, AI is good for in making it easier. However, AI can also destroy careers, and hardly anyone has been talking about that until recently. New York Times just filed a huge lawsuit against Microsoft and OpenAI, which I guess was supposed to be a non-profit, but basically it's for copyright infringement. Wow, who would have thought that would happen? Basically, an AI program, if it's not programmed ethically, can just draw data from all kinds of places, including places it's not allowed to. Another vulnerability to AI is that it doesn't always give you the right answer to stuff. So it all depends on how the software is programmed and how, what kind of resources are dialed in. It used to be Google, which is part of the AI craze. Used to be Google favored websites with original content, and that's how I crafted all my websites. You can check them all out. They're still kind of like that. And my websites are, my own site, alexcosper.com. This site, sactv.com. That's all about Sacramento videos. And then, let's go over here. And then there's a Playlist Research, which is my music and radio history site. Part of why my site was successful is because I followed Google guidelines. You know, I did exactly what they want, which is to favor original content over, you know, copied content, like duplicate content. Like if you have duplicate content on your website and that's all you have, is just you scraped from other websites, Google's not going to favor you. Their algorithms are going to punish you and knock you out of their search rankings, supposedly, in theory. But it's hard to take Google that seriously anymore after all the big lawsuits that kind of never really make the headlines except in the financial world. That's why I keep track of the financial world, you know, the stock market and everything, because you can get a lot of important news that way that you would not hear otherwise in mainstream media. So Google just last week lost a $5 billion lawsuit against consumers for, you know, privacy invasion. Their browser, Chrome, was, you know, loading up cookies on people's computers, and even though you could configure Chrome so that it, you know, didn't do that, it would still do it anyway. So there's one big prank to watch out for. Another big prank is AI itself. Like I said, it can violate copyright laws. You know, someone could, how would you like it if you spent 10 years building a website with thousands of web pages full of really rich original content, and then some other site comes along, some AI site, and it just scrapes all your information, all the important data, you know, maybe it throws your opinions out the window and just scrapes all the research you've done for free. And basically that's like stealing. So you got to think about that. Privacy and copyright infringement, those are two big things that are going to slow down the AI craze, I think, in 2024. And I talked to some very important tech people recently who make their living off being a tech consultant, you know, and they said that the AI craze, both of these people who I regard as brilliant in tech, and they get paid well for it, both of them said that the AI craze is just a lot of marketing hype, that a lot of corporations are just latching onto the buzz term AI just because that's what's pushing sales in a lot of things. Like if you tell, like if a corporation tells its investors, hey, we're investing in AI, and really all they're doing is you know, maybe they're partnering with some AI company for whatever reason, and it's making people jump and you know, throw money at them. Like people think AI is like this incredible path to wealth, like a stairway to heaven. And they think that way, much the same way with Bitcoin. You know, it's kind of in the same realm of, okay, here's a digital thing that hasn't been around that long, but people are treating it like gold, like it's it's some kind of gold standard. Bitcoin did not get to its all-time high of 68,000 in 2023. In fact, it only got up to like at 44,000. It did more than double, but keep in mind when it was at 16,000, it had fallen from 68,000. So if you've been in Bitcoin all along or crypto all along, then maybe you're making money. Maybe there is something to it. But if you're just now jumping on, you're kind of late for the party. because it's headed for regulation, the same way AI is headed for regulation. So I've tried to tell some of my brainwashed friends that the AI craze is more of a bubble, like the dot-com bubble of the 90s. Sure, the internet survived, but a lot of websites didn't. Back in the 90s, you could have just threw up a website and said, hey, this is an online store, man. It's taking over the whole concept of whatever. And enough people might have fallen for it to make you rich. That was the 90s, but people finally caught on by the end of the 90s and into the 2000s that a lot of these companies weren't making any money. All they were riding on was trying to pump up their stock. And that means trying to attract investors into what is like a Ponzi scheme to where the more investors pile on, the more the price goes up, the more the value goes up. Anyway, I bring up the AI craze because my career after radio, you know, I was in radio through 1984 through 2006. And in 2007, I just switched to the internet. That just became my career. Whatever I could do online to make money, that's what I was going after. And turned out to be what I wanted to do all along, which was be a writer. So I wrote for hundreds of different business websites of different industries and learned a lot about them. Then the AI craze. Yeah, like I've literally written like thousands of articles and blogs for different companies, and that's how I made my living from 2007 to 2023, with some like DJ dances thrown in, you know, every now and then. I'd get a request for a mobile sound service, and I'd set up a sound system and DJ an event. But for the most part, I've been a writer, you know, and all I had to do was sit at home and pick assignments from a writing platform. And if the client liked the writing, then I got paid for it. And I had like a 98% approval rating on more than one writing platform. A writer isn't a robot and can come up with completely unique stuff that a robot could never have thought of. So I had to rethink everything in 2023. That's been the biggest thing on my mind, is what am I going to do next? And what I have been doing kind of in the interim has been stock trading. And I've had some pretty good months. In fact, in 2022, you know, from the midway point of the year to the end of the year, I tripled my money. And then 2023 was kind of a rough year. Didn't really do much. Did a lot of trading, but didn't make much profit. However, I learned a lot of things with every trade, and so I'm going to apply those things in 2024. And I'm confident that I can do well on a regular basis after years and years and years of learning all this stuff about the stock market. And also, I put out my first album, distributing it through DistroKid. So it's all set up. The group's called Sunset Trip. So far, there's only 2 of us in the group, but it might expand into a bigger band. But I did most of everything. I mean, I did all the songwriting. And my friend John Young plays drums on one of the songs called Nature's Lost Times. And the whole album kind of has a nature theme to it. So anyway, Happy New Year. Have a great time. And keep coming back to SAC TV for my Riverside chats here at the American River, because they will continue to explore the crossroads of nature and technology.